Do you check out of your relationship sometimes? Our top tips for being present and checked in coming up right now.
Hi, loves.
What's going on, guys? I'm Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
And welcome to Joyfully Married After on Heath and Tracy TV. If this is the first time that you've seen Tracy and I, we are relationship strategists specializing in premarital preparedness and intramarital improvement. We want you married and motivated. Tracy and I have been married for over 27 years. We have 4 children, Fortune 500 jobs, lots of life lessons to share with you. So we're glad you joined us today. You can also find more about us at heathandtracy.com. And check on our weekly podcast on iTunes. It's called Joyfully Married After. It's also on Google Play and Stitcher. Queen Tracy.
So today we're talking about being emotionally, physically there in your relationship. Have you ever checked out? Have you ever been what'd you say?
It happens sometimes.
Or I told you that last week. You didn't hear me? You didn't respond? Or you have to repeat things to your partner sometimes?
Did you hear what I just said?
I've never heard that before.
No, you just say it to me though.
Oh yeah, because he checks out sometimes.
You just mind wandering, thinking about things.
Yeah, thinking about things.
You got work going. You got stuff happening with the kids. Your mind is wandering. You concerned about something happening, household bills. What do you have to do tomorrow? What's happening with mom and them? What's going?
I have felt checked out all weekend.
It was a busy week.
Oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
It's the tryptophan hangover malaise.
You think that's really true?
What? Tryptophan is true.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It makes you tired.
Yeah, it's all the turkey.
Yeah.
It's in the turkey.
Yeah, but we went out. Yeah, we went out this weekend and did some different things. We didn't eat turkey all weekend, but we did have a busy weekend.
We did. Yeah.
Long, busy weekend, but it's time to get back to it.
Y'all been watching football. Y'all been eating. Y'all get some rest during the holiday
break.
break.
Putting your Christmas decorations up.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But it was a good week though.
So, how do you get back to paying attention to your significant other?
Yeah. You got to make sure that you're on point, We've had times in our marriage during 27 years, of course, where it's not always super duper right on point in line, jiving. What do you say? Sometimes we just not jiving right now.
Right.
Just not flowing. What's going on? So, this could be a symptom of that or a cause of that, actually.
Yeah, I think the first thing to remember is to give them your undivided attention. When they start talking to you, pay attention, literally pay attention.
Yeah.
And it takes effort sometimes. I know we can be really busy and really, really caught up in what we're doing. So you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to your person.
Yes. Very true.
So when your partner or spouse is talking to you, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing, look them in the eye, and pay attention.
Yeah, you may have to put the phone down. I find myself sometimes when I may be slightly checked out, I'm a little distracted, and Tracy says to me, "Baby, did you hear me?" I was like, I have to take my glasses off. I have to clear my throat, shake my head a little bit, It's like, okay, go ahead, baby.
Right. And he does that.
Yeah,
he does that.
You got to recenter. You got to pull it in sometimes.
What about when you're having long conversations and it just kind of starts to wonder? I'm a little different when it comes to that because I'm really, let's get to the point. What you're talking about, Heath? What's going on in there?
Yeah.
And so I'll say, okay, what was that, baby? Can you repeat that? I'm not embarrassed about the fact that I tuned out somewhere.
Right.
because he knows me, and two, I do want to know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So I asked the question. I'm sorry, I missed that, baby.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, and that's the give and take. That's important because, people are going to communicate in different ways. And so certainly, I'm more the storyteller. I'm kind of the high level. I'm going to give you all the details. And
He will.
Tracy's going to say, babe, can you get to the point, please? What is it, babe?
Or if I tuned out while he was doing all that talking, I'll go back and say, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Right. And I'm not offended. I just understand my wife, and I understand that we need to talk about this, whatever this subject matter is. And so we'll go back to it, we'll get it done, and we'll move on.
Right.
Yep.
What about if you're sitting there and you just feel like you can't get into the conversation, right? You just can't get into the conversation. Kind of like you're doing right now.
It's like, okay, I'm distracted. I lost my train of thought.
Right, but what
what
are you thinking about? That's what I do.
Right.
I say, you know what, baby, I'm so sorry. I just
Yeah.
can't talk about this right. I know it didn't feel like I'm really paying attention. Let me tell you why.
Right.
I'm thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about the job. I'm thinking about whatever it is.
Or you'll ask me, you was like, baby, what's going on? You all right? You thinking about something?
Because I can tell.
Yeah.
Because I can tell when he kind of zones out. I'll say, hey, you okay?
Yeah.
You want to talk about something? And I'll start questioning him because that's how I get stuff out of him.
Right.
So it's like I'll try to get out of him what's going on. And
Yeah.
then for us girls, usually we have to say, hey, I'm not really paying attention right now because I've got this going on in my mind.
Yeah. We don't use as many words as the girls.
Right. So ladies, you probably have to pull it out of them. I have to pull it out of mine.
Unless we're talking about the game.
They can go on and on and on and on.
Something about
on.
work
Yeah.
or the kids. You can talk about that all day.
Right. You could be thinking about something small, like what are you going to cook for dinner? It could be,
Yeah.
I got a bill in the mail and it was unexpected. It could be anything.
Yeah. You'd be like, man, I'm hungry.
And what you have to remember is this is the person you love.
Just love
This
them.
is the person you want to show love to.
Just love them.
So if you go back to love, guys, I love that word. If
Right.
you go back to love, the understanding of paying attention is going to come through.
Yeah.
Because me sitting here paying attention to Heath, what he's talking about or going to talk about is showing love. So you always go back to love. I want my partner to know I love them. So I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to pay attention.
Yeah, and because they're the closest one to you, it's very easy to dump on them or to be emotional, to get upset, right? Because they're the closest one to you. They're within arm's reach, within ear's reach always. And so we have to just make sure that we're cognizant not to, be upset and to be argumentative with our loved one because of the proximity.
Yeah, and sometimes you are tuned out or zoned out because you're concentrating on a new project at work, or you just had a baby, or you just got a new job, or your parent is sick. It could be a number of things, and what you have to remember is getting back to centering yourself. So I talked about this a little bit. Like if you go back to yourself and you focus on yourself and what's wrong with me, don't so much think about all the stuff going around you. Forget about all that stuff. And what I'm talking about now is when you see it happening more frequently than it should. Not paying attention, not being present, not being present for your spouse. And when I say present, I mean mentally, emotionally, and sometimes physically.
Right.
So what you want to do is recenter yourself. Does that mean you may have to, get up early and do some things, knock some things out? It's very important to be present in your relationship, especially if you want to continue your relationship. So it's just very, very important to be present, right, Heath?
It is, baby. It is very important.
He's struggling right now, y'all. Just
And
bear with him.
I think that it's a tryptophan. It's a tryptophan. No, but I think that from that perspective, being in tune and recognizing when you're out of sync, I think that's important. And I think that when you recenter, you remind yourself of what's most important. And the key is that if you're like me, you want your marriage to be joyful, right? And you want to continue that joyful pattern.
Yes.
And so you will find yourself out of out of sync, out of joy.
Yeah.
If you're not in tune.
Very quickly.
With the quickness, if you're not in tune with your partner. And so my thing is always being joyful. I'm going to be married the rest of my life. So therefore, I want to enjoy it and be happy.
Yeah.
And be joyful.
Yeah.
And so that's my thing.
Another way to remember to pay attention to your spouse is to remember that because you love them and because you want to show love to them, you want to give them the best of you.
Right.
So when I want to give Heath the best part of me, I pay attention to him. I respond to him and I get it back.
Yeah.
So if I'm not, if I'm in a mode of unawareness of what he's talking about or
Right.
what he's going through,
Right.
I'm not giving him the best part of me. So it's important that because you love someone,
Right.
because you want to continue a relationship with someone
Joyfully.
joyfully, you want to give them the best part of you. Think about when you first start dating somebody and when they say red, white, blue,
Hey, what you want to do it now? You want to do it later? What time? What you need?
yeah. And when they text you or whatever, it's like you answering right away.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh,
He-
that's my
he-
girl. That's my girl right there.
He, right. So it goes back to the best part of you. When you're early in a relationship,
Right.
you always want to show the best part of you. So when you're with your spouse or your significant other or you're in a relationship, you want to show the best part of you. So that's another way to get yourself to push toward being present, paying attention.
He saw the best in
Here we
me.
go, singing. Here we go, singing again. Singing
When
again.
every
Okay. Are we
People
gonna have
love
to
my
do? Are
singing.
you gonna have to do a side gig?
you
gonna
know,
do a
we
side
might have to
gig?
do a little mixtape or something. I'm gonna get with some of my musical peeps out here. We do a little spoken word to the music.
So the key there is awareness and not awayness. Yeah, I just passed right over that. Yes, I did. You see how I did that? You see how I
Did you
did?
swerve me? Did you just swerve me?
Swerve. Swerve.
Still getting swerved.
Swerve. Another
27
thing
years.
is you want to, if you have to engage physically, what about that?
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, if it's, it could be a number of things, right? You locked into a television show. Maybe you are just spaced out, or maybe it's a time where
You just watching football or a game. Like, I don't like basketball as much as I like football. I do like basketball toward the end of the season.
yeah, you like the playoffs.
I like the playoffs. I
Right,
love
right.
the basketball playoffs.
Right,
But
right.
regular basketball season, I could care less. I love football though. I watch college football. I watch a lot of football.
Yeah.
But he can be engaged in a game, or he could be finishing up some work, getting something in really important, and I'll feel like,
Hey!
do I do that?
Or you might stand in front of the TV.
What?
Or you might shake me.
No, I don't. Don't tell them that. I don't do that. Do I do that?
It's true.
Oh no, baby.
Now, use it just like a very curt, high pitched, just kind of piercing, your cheerleader voice. Men have like the command voice is like, yes, I have my command voice. Tracy has like a cheerleader voice. And when she enacts it, it is boom. You just like stop everything you're doing.
So did I get your attention?
You always have my attention, baby.
But that's the important thing. The important thing is to continue to love and be aware and not away.
Right.
Okay? And that's mentally, spiritually, and physically. One thing we do is we touch. We like to touch often. We talk about that a lot.
Yep.
We do a date night. Those are things you can do physically. If you
Yep.
need to schedule sex, schedule it. It's not the best thing, but at least it gets you touching.
Right.
So those are the way to get through the physical awareness of it too.
Yeah.
So it's not only emotionally or just, not being aware of what they're talking about, but it's also physical.
And let me touch on the date night thing for a second. So I was reading an article one time, and it was talking about how you should spend a minimum of 10 hours a week, just one-on-one time with your mate.
Did you say 10 hours?
10 hours a week, minimum, yes.
So,
Just
10
one-on-one.
10 hours?
10 hours per week, one-on-one, uninterrupted time with your mate.
Wow.
Right. And so, and one of the things that it was talking about was that if you're having a date night or something like that, what you want to do is make sure that you don't go to the movies and then count that as
That's not time.
2 hours together. Because what happens is when you go to a movie, you basically are sitting there looking at the screen, but you're not engaged with one another. You're
Right.
not looking at one another. You're not looking into eyes. You're not talking. You're not feeling emotion, right? So those things are very important. And so whether it's pillow talk, evening time after the kids go down,
Yeah. Sometimes we come to bed early.
maybe time with the television off.
We don't turn it on sometimes.
Prayer
Sometimes.
time, engagement around things that you have happening for the week. These are very important things. And so if you think about it, 10 hours may not seem like a lot, but it adds up.
No, it seems like a lot.
Well, it does. Yeah, it can seem like a lot. But I'm saying in the scheme of how many hours there are.
No, it's not a lot. It's
right?
not a lot.
But the point is that uninterrupted one-on-one engagement is very important to do that. So
Yeah, I think the key to what we're talking about, guys, is it's important to make an effort to be present in your relationship.
Right.
It's important to be there spiritually, physically, emotionally. It's important on a daily basis. You take this day by day by day, not next week, next month, birthday, Christmas. I mean, we're getting ready to get into the holidays here. It's getting ready to get real busy for everybody. So you have to make that time. That you have to make that time.
yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nothing
this week,
else
baby?
for me. Thank you so much. We know you had a great weekend. I hope you spent it with friends and family, and you got to love on each other.
Yep.
Our girls were in town. We didn't post many pictures. We just tried to chill out a little bit.
We took a few pictures.
Yeah, we'll post some
A couple
later.
of videos.
Yeah, we'll post them
we
later.
might do some kind of crafting or something.
Yeah, and like we did a video follow up, kind of like that can tag along with this one. It was a date night ideas. So you might want to look at that one also, just to get an idea of some of the things that we like to do. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, make sure that you stay connected. Stay connected to God. Stay connected to your family, and stay connected to your spouse.
Or your significant other.
All right, we love you guys. Check us out. Heath and Tracy TV, Joyfully Married After podcast.